Greetings to you, the DFG here, Gideon's Flight. Hey guys, I want to, I guess, almost do a retake on a video message that y'all put on my heart to share about a week ago. And it was concerning that, the enemy, stealing our culture. I was talking about, culture vultures and how that our enemy. And you may be asking, who's the enemy, DFG? Well, Satan, demons, the fallen ones. They are the enemy of our people and their seed. And again, so a lot of you might say, well, why? You seem like you're identifying a certain group of people, as the enemy of our people. And the truth of it, I am. But I'm not doing it because I'm a racist or I'm a bigot. I'm doing it because our book tells us that they're our enemies. Our book says they're the seed of Satan, that their father was a liar from the beginning, and that they were the children of those liars, and they were guilty, and they were still guilty. Thousands of years after their forefathers, interacted with demons, had sex with demons. I'm gonna be straight with you. Had sex with demons. I'm talking about thousands of years later, they were still practicing the wickedness of their fathers. The book of John will tell you about that. And I want to say it's John 8:44, all right? And he's in a conversation with, the fallen ones, the demon seed, the children of the demons. And he's telling them that their father was a lie and that they were liars, and that they would never understand what he was saying because they couldn't understand what he was saying because it wasn't in them to understand. They're not what you would classify as human beings. What I mean by that, they're not made in the likeness and image of Yah. They're made in the likeness and image of their fathers, demons. The demon seed, the fallen ones who were thrown out of the kingdom of our Father because of their vast wickedness. Their willingness to do anything to anybody at any time to satisfy their own lust and their own greed. And they still do it. They're most of your so-called business owners. They're most of your so-called upper management, upper leadership, your corporate people. The people who live in the caves that they build above ground, called high-rise buildings. They're most of your clergymen. Some of them are dark. They have melanin in their skin, but they got wickedness, but they have wickedness inside of their hearts. These are the people that I'm talking about. These are the people that our book tells us to expose. Our book tells us, expose them for who they are. Yeshua was our example. He exposed them for who they were. He told them who they were. He called them snakes and vipers. If you followed the video yesterday and you looked up the information yesterday, you saw there where he called them again who they were. Snakes and vipers is another name for Satan, Lucifer. All right? The dragon. You go to Revelation chapter 12, it tells you that the dragon was thrown out of the kingdom of heaven onto the earth. And then if you go in the book of Genesis, I think around chapter 6, chapter 8, it tells you how they had sex with women, our women. And then they had their children, the seed. And ladies, let me tell you something. Your child, it comes from a seed, just like a seed or like an apple seed. Your child is a seed. And that seed comes from whatever fruit that it's associated with. So if you have a child for a wicked man, your child has the potential to be a wicked seed. These children came from Satan followers. The angels who followed Satan, 200 of them plus. And they multiplied upon the earth. And they became wicked. And they turned the earth into a hell in the days of Noah. And when Yah killed those bodies, those spirits stayed around, and some of them survived in the caves, under the water, wherever they were. And they came back again. And that's why we're still dealing with these demons today. And when I talk about the wickedness of them and call them the devil and Satan, including that white Jesus, then I'm only speaking the truth. This has nothing to do with bigotry. When y'all tell us to separate from them, he's not a segregationist. When y'all tell us come out from among them and be separate from them, he's not being a racist. Yahuwah tells us to come from them because he knows they're wicked. And if we stick around them, they're going to infect us with their wickedness. And as you can see, that's already going on. And they use our book, so-called Bible, to perpetuate, to teach and justify their evil with their children, to oppress the children of Elohim, the children of Israel. And so when you hear me talk about they are culture vultures and they have no business, telling us anything about the Most High. When them demons come and tell you about the Most High, you need to call them, you bunch of snakes and you bunch of vipers, children of the dragon. Shut your mouth. Don't tell me nothing about, you don't know nothing about Elohim. You used our book to oppress, to kill, to rape, to rob, to murder, to slaughter, to cause mayhem, to kill the earth, to kill the waters of the earth, to turn us against Yah. And you might say, well, how are they turning us against Yah, DFG? Most of our children don't want to read their own book because of the way the white man used that book. The heathens. The seed of Satan. These people don't have an origin. You ask them, okay, where did y'all come from? They start talking about evolution. They start talking about the Big Bang is where man came from, as though we came from the same place they came from. They make up all kind of lies. They're trying to get us to believe now that they're aliens, people from out of other universe. That's the lie they're telling right now, and many people are buying into it. They use these Marvel comic characters to try to justify that. You actually, these people don't have a clue where they came from, or then maybe they do. You know that they're always talking about they came from outer space, the Big Bang. They came from outer space. You know that they're always talking about that. Evolution. In other words, they came from some impossibility. You know why? They did come from the heavens. The fallen ones from the heavens. That's why they'll tell you about a Big Bang. Yeah, there was a Big Bang. The Big Bang was Michael and his angels kicking Satan and his angels' asses out of the kingdom of heaven. That was the Big Bang. Just so you know, yeah, it was a Big Bang. It was a hellified Big Bang. They got their asses thrown out because they were wicked. And they brought that wickedness down here. And they used our book to justify the evil that they have done all over this planet under the name of Jesus. And some of these other wicked ass, so-called religions. Allah, Buddha. You know what I'm saying? The Hindu gods. They use our book, use our passages, and engrafted our passages in the Quran and in all these other, the Talmud, and all this shit to justify their evil, to justify their existence. When the truth of it, they have no idea where they came from. That's why every time you hear them talking, they come up with all this shit about Mars and other universes, and now they're trying to get you to believe UFOs, aliens. These are fallen angels who have come back upon this earth because they released them, their children, yet these wicked scientists, or whatever they call themselves, from all over the world, from every nation on this planet, released them. They released them from the chains of darkness that Yah had judged them and punished them with. Their children released them back upon the earth, and that's why now every debauchery, every abomination is now being approved by who? Them. And our people have been seduced into, everybody got a right to love who they want to love, and we should not judge. Well, you better judge. Our book says you're going to judge angels. And I can show you, Yah is going to judge wickedness. And if you are made in the image and the likeness of Yah, he has given you judgment too. He told you judge righteously. He didn't tell you not to judge. He said judge righteous judgment. What is righteous judgment? Laws, the statutes, the commandments that are written inside of our book. Again, these demons took our book. And they stole our culture. Our culture, the laws, the commandments, they stole what they wanted out of it. And then they took what they wanted out of the book and created their own Bible, New Testament, mostly. And these other books, Quran, the rest of these books that you heard me talking about. They took what they wanted out of our book and then put it in their book and then tried to match it up with our book, saying, well, it's an Old and a New Testament. That's a lie. Yah doesn't change. Why would he create an Old and a New if he doesn't change? Did he not say, I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end? I am Elohim, I change not. So why would he change if he said he didn't change? See, they are the children of liars. They made up these lies. And now they have sold these lies to you, many of you. And they sold these lies to your children. My job is to help you clean it up. And I'm going to help you clean it up till the day y'all take this voice out of my mouth and this ruhuk out of my body. I'm going to help you clean up this. I'm going to help you discern these damn lies. I'm going to expose these liars. And I hope you'll stand with me and expose them too. They got our children hating the book because our children say the white man wrote the book. Let's just call it what it is. That's what our children, what it is. Our children despise the book because our children instinctively know that this book was used to oppress people, to kill and to murder people, to enslave people, to steal people, to human traffic people. You think about these so-called missionaries who went into Haiti, under the Clinton Foundation not long ago. And they called them stealing the Haitian children. And who got them out of jail? The Clintons. Just being honest with you. But that's just a small snippet of all the slave children stealing things these people are doing. Children sacrifices, you name it. Hell, a lot of their holidays are about that. Valentine's Day with little babies. If you know the origins of a Valentine's Day and how that justified grown men having sex with children, you would never celebrate Valentine's Day again. You would never touch it. Christmas, Saturnalia, how they would kill our people for 7 days, or the 12 days leading up to Christmas. They would slaughter our people. So-called Christmas, Saturnalia. Go look it up. Go look up the origins of Christmas. And you'll see it. How they would slaughter us. But they made you think that us were these people from Russia, Khazarians. The people who were in, that land over there. You know what I'm talking about. The so-called Middle East. Those people over there who the Bible say, who claim to be us, but they're not. But they're the children of the devil. They're liars. Go read Revelations 2 and 9, Revelation 3 and 9, if you need to validate what I'm saying. The book said that they were liars. They were the children. When he said the synagogue of Satan, that means they're the church of Satan, my brothers and sisters. And the church of Satan has imitated the church of Elohim. They have stolen our culture. And now Yah is saying in these last days, knowledge is going to increase, and I'm going to bring you back. And he said the wise amongst you will understand. But he said the wicked amongst our people will not understand. That's Daniel chapter 12. Go read it. It's interesting. Daniel chapter 12 talks about knowledge and being increased and Yah bringing us back into knowledge. And then Revelation chapter 12 and 4 tells us that Satan came down here to steal our knowledge. And ran us into the wilderness. Running into the wilderness is called lost. In other words, when somebody goes into the wilderness, they are hiding. So that nobody can find them. That's why Yeshua told our forefathers to go to all the nations and teach what? The gospel. Bring the word back to them. I came to save the lost sheep of Israel. In other words, I came back to save my people. Us. The true Israel. And if you want to get specific, if you live in America, 9 times out of 10, you're the tribe of Judah. The southern tribe of Israel. And now our knowledge is being increased. Yah is bringing us back into oneness with him. Through his word, through his messengers. And if you care about your soul, you care about your children, then you will turn away from this wicked world. You will get out of their churches and their synagogues. He already told you their synagogues are the synagogues. In other words, another word for church, a temple, or a mosque. Another word for church is synagogue. He said their synagogue, their churches are the churches of the devil. Why are you still going? He said, if they're teaching you a white Jesus, they're still calling out the name Jesus. They're teaching you devil worship, my sisters and brothers. That's devil worship. That's what they taught our ancestors up until this last generation. And some of our people are still in these Baptist, Protestant, Catholic churches, still practicing devil worship, and they don't even know it. They're doing it out of ignorance. So when I say stealing our culture, that's what I mean by culture vultures. They got our people in there talking about Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. When you go back and look at the origins of Jesus, you're going to see that is some name that they made up. Our Messiah was called Yeshua. Go look it up. Go look up. What was the original name using their word Jesus? They're going to say Yeshua. But they translated it into a different name, culture vulture. Culture vulture means you take something from somebody else and you make it yours. They took our Messiah, Yeshua, and made him Jesus, and then turned us to start to look and pray to a white man who looks like them, who, if you did any research, you would realize that this was the nephew of one of those popes who was a gay lover of Michelangelo, Bulgaria, Caesar Bulgaria, and that's who they've been pushing. And if you're still in any of these churches and you're still praying to a cross, you got a cross around your neck, you got a cross in your house, you got a cross on the steeple of your church, you are in the temple of the synagogue of Satan. And you need to come out of there. You still running around here talking about Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. It doesn't matter the name. That is a lie. If the name does not matter, then I want you to go to the book of Acts. Go to the book of Acts, chapter 4. And I want you to read verse 11 and 12. And what you're going to hear is the disciples saying there's no other name under the heavens by which a man might be saved except for the name of Yeshua. Of course, they're going to put Jesus in there. Because that's the culture vulture. That's the stealing of your identity. So they're going to give you a lying name and tell you it doesn't matter. But it says the only name. When someone says the only name, that means there is no other name. The name has to matter. Therefore, if the name did not matter, it would not say the only name. And I'm not preaching some Yeshua only salvation here. I'm telling you, it's the only salvation you're going to get. You got to go to Yeshua. Jesus can't save you. Jesus can rape you, manipulate you, rob you, steal from you, murder you, kidnap you, steal your identity from you, take you from your land, steal your land. Jesus can do all of that. But the one thing Jesus can't do, he cannot redeem you. He can only destroy you. Our book said a thief came to steal, kill, and destroy. All Jesus can do is destroy you. Even if they paint a black face on Jesus. He's still Jesus. Another way of culture vulture. Another way of stealing your identity. Well, that's just painting black. But that's killing him on the cross. And that's continue to call his name Jesus. That is culture vulture. That is stealing one's identity. It's like somebody taking your child, kidnapping your child, and then getting a false birth certificate for your child, putting, lightening your child's skin, giving them a different hairstyle or a haircut, and then saying that's no longer your child. You be like, that's a lie, that is my child. Stealing of one's identity. And this is what they did. These people are the children of Satan. Their religion is Satan's religion. And it is time for our people to wake up and come out of these places. It is time for our people to wake up and stop practicing these false religions, using these wicked words, thinking that somehow or another we're going to be saved. You are not. Think about it. We've been calling out on Jesus for centuries, and look at our situation. Why would your child believe in a Jesus that can't even change your life? They're not stupid. They're looking. You don't think your sons and daughters see you in these churches giving tithes and offerings and all this stuff and realize that they don't have lunch money? They don't have a car because you've been giving the pastor your money. Don't you know they understand? They see what's going on. They see him riding up in a Mercedes. They see him riding up in a Lincoln, an Infinity, and y'all in a damn raggedy ass car that y'all don't even have enough, that breaks down every other week. You don't think they notice that? Why? That's why even your own child and their innocence saying this ain't right, something wrong with this. But you're supposed to train up your children. So you're training them up to be unbelievers if you stay in these places. It is your fault. If you stay in this religion, you're the reason why your children are unbelievers, because they're seeing this hypocrisy, this culture vulture hypocrisy, and they see that you are a part of it. Therefore, they don't trust your religion, and worst of all, they do not trust you. Now, you can do something about this, or you can keep on going along with it. His name is Yeshua. That is the only name. When he says salvation, it means get you back home to your own kind. Get you back lined up with Elohim. Let you know that your book, they call the Bible, is about you. Not about some people in the Middle East over there somewhere professing to be you. When the book clearly says they are liars. Just like their fathers. Now it's time to come out. Or not. But if you don't come out, the one thing you're never going to be able to say from this moment forward, that you were not warned. You have been warned. Now come out, or you're going to stay in there and you're going to die 1,000 deaths with them wicked demons. And don't be surprised if it's one of them who slaughters you, as you've seen them slaughtering our people every day. They come around using their military and their police forces, killing them, and everything else they used to kill our people, and they justify killing them all the time. They've been justified killing our sons and daughters for years and years, and they're getting worse. And many of you guys, I'm telling you, if you don't change your mindset and come back home, then you're going to be complicit in this murder. No, you didn't want your child to die. You damn sure didn't tell them to kill them, but you didn't do anything to protect your children and pull them away from them so that Yah can protect us and give us the strength, the power, the clearness of thought so we know how to counter them. He said, be you wise as those serpents. You know, you got to know their tactics to strategize and beat them. Because y'all going to destroy them. But how many of us have to die before it happens? How many of our children got to die before their parents come out and say, we were wrong, this white Jesus, this religion, we're done with that. We're going back to the book. And I'm going to teach you about yourself. You fathers, teaching your daughters and your sons about this book. You men, teaching your women about this book. It is time. Look, we are in the last days. We are out of time. If you go ask your pastor, about why we call it, he gonna tell you, the name don't matter. Well, if the name don't matter, pastor, why you been calling him Jesus? If the name don't matter, pastor, why when I go to the older books, I find out there was no J's and that he was called Yeshua? Why aren't we just calling him Yeshua? After all, it's the only name, under heaven by which a man can be saved, mean us. Watch how he starts to scramble and try to show you some razzle-dazzle bullshit. Watch. You don't believe me? Test him. And then maybe you'll come back to this channel and say, DFG, we're going to follow you and men and women like you so that until we get strong enough to be independent, and then we're going to join you and we're going to do our part to get our people back and get us one under Yah so that Yah can come back sooner than later and get us out of this hellhole mess that we're in. Amen? All right, praise Yah. I got to go render to Caesar what Caesar's. But at least I gave Yah was Yah before I did. Amen? All right. Peace. Yeshua is his name. Yahuwah is our Elohim creator. Not God, not Jesus. They can keep their dogs and pigs. We don't need that anymore. We're done with it. Praise Yah. Talk to you later.